Hey, School Bus here. So I wanted to do a video on the Steel Hunter game mode. Haven't been seeing a whole lot of activity or discussion about this game mode from some of the popular streamers, at least the ones I look at. One moment, I'm fighting through a bit of a summertime cold here. There, much better. So I wanted to walk through just some of the basic things that I've learned with this mode, coming from a relative regular guy. I'm not coming at it from the Unicum side of things, but I've had some pretty good games. I have not won one yet, in full disclosure, but I'm able to consistently get chevrons. I've only lost chevrons a couple of times. And typically that was just a case of when you first spawn, if you end up not being able to get supplies or you run into the wrong tank at the wrong time, you'll be in trouble. And in the different tank classes, it's been the rattlesnake that I've had the most trouble with. So, real quick, let's run through here just a couple of the basic things about it. So you have three different tanks you can choose from: the Red Dawn, the Rattlesnake, and the Flammenschwert. Basically, the Flammenschwert is your heavy tank, the Rattlesnake is your medium tank, and the Red Dawn is a light tank. As far as which one's the best, there technically isn't one, but, like I say, I've had some trouble with the Rattlesnake. The Red Dawn is Russian, and it's a Russian game, so, you know, what are the odds that they're actually going to make it be underpowered? Not likely. So, me personally, I have enjoyed the Red Dawn. Now, a couple of basic things about it. As you upgrade throughout the game, so as you level up, you will get to make decisions of what you want to do with that level. Do you want to, like at level 5, do you want to invest in penetration, or do you want to invest in damage per shot? And as you make these decisions, it will change the configuration of your vehicle. So like if you choose hit points over mobility, your tank will look decidedly different. Basically, it becomes an IS-3 when you're playing the Red Dawn. It becomes an IS-3 if you choose hit points, and it becomes a T-44 if you choose mobility. You can actually see that here in the selection. But then if you go to level 7, it becomes an LTTB-M if you choose view range. It becomes an Object 137U if you choose rotation speed, and it becomes an Object 257U if you choose hit points. So there are these continual decisions you make that will actually change physically the way your tank looks. Another thing to point out is each class has slightly unique weak points. Basically, they're all about the same, that the fuel tanks are behind the engine's in the mid-rear, and then the ammo rack is in the back of the turret. This is very effective. Just ask School Bus. Not School Bus. I'm School Bus. Ask Mother Goose. He got lit on fire so many times the other night when we were playing, it wasn't even funny. And I think just people were doing a good job of finding the weak spots. Now, if we jump over here and we look at like the Rattlesnake, it's a little bit different. The fuel tank shape is different, but the engine's in exactly the same spot. So that rear third of the vehicle, that's a great spot to aim for. One last point. It's pretty obvious. In the top right, it gives you the advantages and disadvantages. And this is where you have to, the first thing, I should have let off with this, you cannot think of Steel Hunter mode as using the same game mechanics as a regular game of World of Tanks. It's much different. Shell velocities are really low, and the way the armor on these vehicles is not what you would expect them to be. What you will also see is that speed is an advantage of the light tank, the Red Dawn here, but you would not expect that penetration on the gun to be higher. In a normal game of World of Tanks, that actually would be a lower penetration that you would see on light tanks. And then it has disadvantages of it doesn't have as long of radio detection, and its damage per minute is low. And then the Rattlesnake, radio detection is high, DPM is high, disadvantages the armor and the damage per shot. And then the Flammenschwert advantage is armor and damage per shot, but its disadvantage is speed and penetration. So, with that, I hit the wrong button. I went back to Festival. I don't want to go to the Festival. I want to stay Steel Hunter. Now let's go jump in a game, and I want to walk through what I do at the beginning of a game. And remember, my goal is I want to consistently gain chevrons. Absolute victory is a plus, but let's face it, just making chevrons is a good thing. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the strategy I use when I start out a game. Okay, and now here we are. First things first, we have to decide where we want to start. And I generally stay away from the river, and I like to start at the edges of the map. Because at the edges of the map, I can better control my engagement early on. I basically want to avoid detection early on in the game. Or, I shouldn't say detection. I want to avoid confrontation. I want to collect as many resources at the beginning so that when I do go into that first skirmish, I have enough ammo and maybe even I'm fortunate enough to have a few tricks up my sleeve as far as the 6 through 0 on the numeric keypad of tricks that my tank can apply. So I'm going to start out here first, kind of going in the north. Now remember, as you're looking around, you have to pan because all you're able to detect is what's within that green arc and the green circle around your tank. You could have a guy 75 meters behind you and you would not be able to detect him. You would just keep getting shot and you'd have no idea. I also tend to just kind of do a radar rotation here as I'm waiting for something to get picked up. Now, I can hit X and I can do a detection. Now, they're going to be able to see me when I do this, but I go ahead and do it. Okay, so now that guy, he was able to see me, but I was also able to see him. But that's probably okay. But I do want to get into... Oh, now he might be coming after me. Yep. And again, I kind of want to avoid detection. Or avoid combat as long as I can. We're going to get turning speed. We have enough ammunition. We can probably survive an engagement. Wow. See how slow that shell velocity is? I'm really impressed that that hit. Now, what I generally like to do as far as the engagement itself is I want to come upon 2 others who are fighting, and I want to attack whoever is losing. Does that make sense? That seems to make sense to me. And if you're really lucky, you'll get there just in time that one of them has just been killed and the other one is a one-shot. I have had that happen on more than one occasion. Also, you can think of, even if you have enough resources, the more resources you take are less resources that others will have. It's a very, very me sort of approach. But you have to be selfish. You absolutely have to be selfish in this game mode. Alright, nobody is back here. So we're just going to keep collecting resources. Also note that as you collect resources, you are gaining experience. So it's not like you're just hiding out in a corner and you're not getting any experience. And as others in the battle, this is key, as others in the battle are killing themselves off, you are further ensuring that you won't lose any chevrons. I should know right offhand, I think it's at, is it above 15 or 14 you don't lose any? I'm going to have that number wrong. I did look at it once. Netting out 0 is a victory in my book. We got lots of ammo. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, see, nobody's up this way. We're just going to keep working north here. With this particular vehicle, I like the top speed. Now, when a yellow zone has just been declared that it's going to ultimately become a gray area, or not gray, red, I will usually venture into it. Now that one had been yellow for a while, so now it has turned red. But if you're in an area, it suddenly turns yellow, don't hurry out of there. Collect any resources that are there and then make your way out. Just always have, at any given moment, an escape plan. Now let's poke up here into these bushes. See if we can detect anybody. We cannot. Going down here in the river is a very risky endeavor. Now that guy there was able to see me when I hit X, which is unfortunate. I think it's time we go ahead and engage. Down to 12 remaining combatants. And then actually keep the turret pointed back this way. Over there is where I'm worried about getting detected. Oh, here we go. So you've got to remember in this game mode, let's go ahead and put on some speed, how slow the shell velocity is. I should have given more lead to that. Ooh, he has the big alpha. That's not good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and repair. Now somebody else is firing on him. We want to keep it that way. Dang it. That's not good. So apparently the bush mechanics are not quite what we would consider to be normal. So that guy is a little more advanced than I am, so I'm just going to run away. I do not want to deal with him right now. I'm going to go ahead and repair again. Note that when you do the repair, I shouldn't call it repair, the recover. When you do recovery, it does not continue to recover after you've been shot at, even if you get nudged. So one trick you can use is if somebody's trying to do a recovery and you're not ready for your next shot, just hit the recover, or nudge their tank. Okay, now we're in the top 9. We haven't done anything, and we're in the top 9. I need more supplies because I'd kind of like to get another repair. There we are. I'm going to take penetration. Again, I'm going to go after the one who's winning. Really hoping to light him on fire. Now, he knows I'm over here. He may have just lit me. We're trying to get away from him. And he just did a scan. He repaired. He saw me. Looks like he... Oh, no, it just closed in a little more. We're in the top 6. I'd love to slip out to the north, but that's a dead end. I'm going to be ready to hit 3 and put on my turbo boosters. Really wish I had supplies. There are some spoils of war here. Wonder if this guy had any of the 7, 8, 9, and 0 stuff. You just get whatever they had. It's not like there's a random... Oh, they were loaded. some smoke down. Ooh, I think he lost sight of me. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I missed something there. Where did all my hit points go? I really did miss something there. I didn't realize I didn't have any hit points. I thought that was the first shot I had taken. Well, I hope some of you were paying more attention than I was. So there in a nutshell is what I recommend. We got 2 chevrons out of it. We didn't kill any tanks. We did a decent amount of damage. But we got chevrons. That is the goal. Chevrons. So anyway, I hope this helps. There's School Bus's top tips on Steel Hunter mode. Go forth, enjoy. It is generally more fun playing in a platoon, but you gotta have three bros in total. You plus 2 bros with you. Have fun. Have a great day. So I have a bit of an addendum to the video that I had just completed. This is about 3 days later, and they've made some updates, and it seems as though they're trying to encourage more engagement early on. And basically, what I just explained to you of a great strategy of how to make chevrons, they're making that more difficult. And I understand why. They don't want it to be this completely passive game and everybody just hiding for the entire time. However, in the 5 games or so I've played since it appears to me, I've not proven it, I don't know that there's anything documented on it, but it seems as though in the last 24 to 36 hours, whenever I would start a game, I spent a lot more time trying to find supplies, and if I did dare to hit X at the beginning, you could just tell that there was, I'd say, half the amount of ammo and consumable drops, the yellow and the green at the beginning. So it forces you to engage earlier and ideally to try and go and get some of those blue supply drops and collect that to be able to sustain yourself or kill other enemies and take their ammo. But the latter doesn't work very well because if none of you really have much, then, well, you're going to spend all of your ammo to kill somebody, and then you're going to take what ammo they had left, which is probably going to be less than what you had when you started the engagement. So, anyway, I digress. Still, I recommend the strategy. It worked for me last night. I got 2nd place, and got myself, 3 chevrons? So, hey, I was happy. So, good luck. Happy tanking. If you enjoyed this longer than average video, hit that like button. Well, if you liked it, even if it was a little bit too long, hit that like button. Please subscribe, tell your friends. You guys are my marketing department. Have a great day, and happy tanking.